that baking is actually a career that can comfortably sustain you? Now, let me give you a bit of my story. Hey, my baking journey started in 2016. I have always loved the kitchen ever since I remember. I would see my mom bake for birthdays. She didn't even have the tools, but I was like, hey, hii ni kitu naweza taka kujaribu. For that reason, I did hospitality in Campo. But in hospitality, there's the food side and there's the baking side. So I have always loved the baking side more than the food side. So for that reason, after I finished school, I needed to look for a job. I needed to survive. I had to pay rent. And I started doing baking as a side hustle. Actually, some of the guys we graduated with, ni mimi niliwafanyia keki zao za graduations, and shout out to those guys because hey, they were gracious. I just gave them a figure. I think I charged 1,200 and they actually paid me. There's a day I remember the first order I got, a big order. I had, I think, 3 cakes that I was doing in the graduation, and I decorated with fondant. Guys, sema kujiamini. Hey. And that recipe, I had gotten it from YouTube. So anyway, that cake katikati ilikuwa ugali, haiko imeiva, but they were gracious to me and they actually paid me. So from that time I realized, so kumbe I can make this thing as a side hustle. And I started my journey. My journey has been long because I started working hard instead of working smart. So I would go to YouTube and search, I would go to Google and search some of these recipes on the internet. Nizawasewa maju, my friend zinabako vibaya. And I would still ngangana. And then I think najiaminingi. So when I would get a complicated design, I would say I can do it. And then before I do the actual order, I would ngangana in that kitchen. And even sometimes ninakosa kulala as I try to figure out. Some of the cakes I did in my early years, I will post some of the photos, mujione. So my journey has been long, and I believe the reason as why my journey has been long was because I didn't attend some courses earlier enough. Because later when I started it as a side hustle, and I worked for around 3 years, and after that I was like, you know what, I think now I can do this as the only source of income, as the only thing that I'm doing. And it was hard at the beginning because I didn't know much about the resources and the skills. So with time I started attending some short courses. I would see bakers advertising for short courses and I started attending, and here I am today. I don't have a job other than the baking. I started by baking from my house. I graduated to getting a small shop, a very small shop actually. Nilikuwa naweka a few things in a jar, and then after that I got a bigger shop where currently I'm at, and it has been a journey, but today I don't have another job. This is my main source of income, and I can't complain. I am not yet there, but I know I am getting closer to where I want to be. I also know friends who are bakers who actually do baking as a supplement for their income. They have a main job and then they have baking, and they are doing amazing. So what I want to tell you guys is that baking is actually a career that can sustain you. And if you can get a career that can be a side hustle, that can supplement your income, why not take it? If you're passionate about baking, if you have always loved the kitchen, get to learn these things and start doing it to make some extra coin for you. Because I assure you, if you do it the right way, if you connect with the right community, it is something that will sustain you.